The movie starts at a big port in Tokyo. A big boss named General Douglas MacArthur gets news about a big storm coming. One of his helpers tells him that if they go on with their plan, many people might get hurt. He asks if they should still go on. Then everything goes dark. We find out that on June 25, 1950, North Korea, with help from the Soviet Union, attacks South Korea. 2 days later, the U.S. President Truman sent U.S. soldiers to help, but most of South Korea, above the Nakdong River, is taken over within a month. To change things, MacArthur plans a secret mission with 8 men, called Mission X-Ray. On a train going to Incheon, Hak-Soo tells Nam Chul that reading too much will make him forget about the real world. Nam Chul disagrees and says that books give them ideas about how the world works. Hak-Soo ruins the ending by telling him that the hero of the story gets shot and while dying looks at the beautiful blue sky. He asks what the point is, and Hak-Soo says that when you're dying and in pain, would you really be looking at the beautiful sky? They start fighting, and Hak-Soo hurts Nam Chul while the rest of his men take out Nam Chul's team. They get to Incheon, where Jang Chung greets them. Hak-Soo introduces himself as Nam Chul. He tells them that the defense commander has been waiting for him and that their cars are ready. Gae-jin welcomes Hak-Soo, who is pretending to be Nam Chul. Gae-jin asks how the fight in Nakdong River is going, and Hak-Soo reports that it's very bad. During the meeting, Hak-Soo asks how they'll protect against the Americans if they attack from the sea. Jang Chung explains the only small path that they could use to get into the bay. He also asks about bombs, which makes Gae-jin interested. He confirms that they're ready and the waterway is filled with them. Hak-Soo asks if it's clearly marked on the map and asks for a copy. Gae-jin says that he'll personally give it to the Supreme Commander, not to Hak-Soo. The team meets the hospital staff in Incheon. Gae-jin jokingly tells everyone at the table to be careful of Hak-Soo, as he was sent to watch them. Everyone laughs. Gae-jin asks Jae-sun what she'd do if her uncle was a religious man. She tries to reason it out and says that a religious man can't just follow a party's ideas, so his religious beliefs should be removed. Hak-Soo, on the other hand, says that it's a person's choice, and Gae-jin asks if he believes in God. He changes his mind and says that their party doesn't believe in God, but Gae-jin is starting to doubt him. He asks directly for his unit's password. Hak-Soo replies that he could be shot if he said it out loud, so he writes it down instead. Gae-jin calls Soon-sil, the head secretary of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea headquarters, and asks about Nam Chul. She reveals that the man has a scar on the left side of his neck. Hak-Soo confronts Gae-jin at the gun range about papers given to him that have a different number of planted bombs. He demands the map to compare the two. Gae-jin tells him that he's too interested in these planted bombs. Hak-Soo repeats that the reason he's there is to make sure everything is in order and accuses Gae-jin of making a mistake because he can't get a clear answer about them. Gae-jin gets angry at this and points his gun at him. He slowly lowers the gun, stops around Hak-Soo's collar, and checks for the scar on the left side of his neck. It's there! MacArthur asks his team to send out fake news about landing operations. Staff reports that Hak-Soo and his team are still not successful in getting information about the bombs and need more time. 2 separate meetings happened. On August 23, 1950, MacArthur has a final strategy meeting at the UN Command Headquarters in Tokyo, while North Korean officials meet in Pyongyang. MacArthur fights to go on with Operation Chromite, a force of UN soldiers and ships that will attack Incheon. Gae-jin, on the other hand, tries to convince the North Korean officials to protect Incheon. Hak-Soo visits the barber that Gae-jin visited earlier. The barber turns out to be from the Korean liaison office in Incheon, Sukjeong. He asks him how he can help Hak-Soo, and the man asks for a way out for him and his team, but promises that the map for the bombs will be with them that evening. Hak-Soo and his team plan to sneak into the North Korean officials' offices the next day. He tells Bong-po to track all the guards during their shifts and break time, Nam to distract the guards, Jo to sneak into Gae-jin's office, Song and Yong to search for more weapons, and Dol-jong to get their getaway car and make sure their exit route is clear. Hak-Soo will then keep Gae-jin and Jang Chun busy. While drinking, Jang Chun tells Gae-jin he needs to go back as he has some reports to finish. Hak-Soo calls for Jang Chun's attention and tries to convince him to stay a little longer, but the other man refuses and says goodbye. Hak-Soo has no choice but to hope that Joe finds the charts before Jang Chun is back in his office. Jang Chun runs into Nam, who's still disciplining the guards in the hallway. Nam greets him and makes sure to speak loud enough for Joe to hear him. He follows after Jang Chun, trying to talk to the man to give Joe enough time to escape. Joe and Nam hold Jang Chun at gunpoint as soon as he enters his office. They force Jang Chun to open the safe, and Joe immediately finds the map for the bombs in Incheon. Jang Chun tries to escape, but Nam shoots him. They get into a gunfight with Jang Chun and the other North Korean guards. While the two are distracted, Jang Chun throws a lighter into the safe to burn the contents, especially the map. Nam tells Joe to save the map and jump out the window as he fights the guards in another gunfight. However, Jang Chun shoots at Joe as he stands by the window frame, hitting him in the back and killing him. Nam jumps after him and Jang Chun misses. When he lands next to Joe's body, he finds the other man dead and the map burned to ashes. Gaijin gets a call from Jang Chun, who tells him,